the channel for games, guides, and glitches. Sudden Hitfall here for a guide for Amnesia The Bunker. So the first thing we want to do upon loading is go into the options. You want to go into audio and add subtitles. You want to add closed captions, take away animate if it annoys you, and you can also change the font size if you need to. The reason for this is later I will explain. We will want to go into accessibility, and we want to reduce the camera motion and the video distortion if you're like me and don't like those things. If you don't care about them, then don't worry about it. There's nothing in the game settings we need to alter unless you want to. So we can start a new game. Once we edit the gamma, I recommend putting it on the highest form. It's a horror game, so it's naturally dark. This will just help make it a little bit easier to see. So we want to go to new game, and we can set it to easy or very easy. I'm just going to go with easy, and then we can start the game. I have sped up the loading times because this game sometimes takes 3 minutes to load, so I put the loading screen on ×8. So we want to grab the broom here, and we're going to do the first glitch in the game, which you want to jump onto the object, then drop it, and quickly hit RT again to grab it. So it's RT to grab, then you jump in the air, RT and RT again, and then you'll hopefully be able to do what I'm doing. It's a little bit hard to learn. If you cannot figure it out, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do the other glitches I have planned for our speed runs and stuff. If the broom is just giving you too much trouble, you can just make it through the tutorial the proper way. But when you saw that vehicle that was on fire, we want to aim slightly to the left, because that is where the end trench is. You'll see the out of map on the right, the black sky, and that means you need to go a little bit more left. And then you should see the trench right in front of you here. Now, like the previous Amnesia game, you click in the left stick and that will lower you. You can just fall if you like, but I prefer the cool style of showing what I can do. So we want to run back here, and when we get the talking, we can run back, and we are through the tutorial without actually having to do it. It is a little bit tricky to fly on objects, but you need to learn it for the end, because we will have to do the same on the shovel. If you push up like so, it will zoom in. That's why the broom came closer to my face.
It is so fast, fast! We'll die long enough. We'll make it out of this hell together. Now follow me. We're nearly there. Beat that roll, my friend. There you have it, huh? Ah, fate's a bastard. I'm on patrol tonight, then. C'est la vie.
So this part here is part of the tutorial still. So if you hold an X, I want to show you something cool. You can open your gun, and as you'll see, we have no ammo. And if you hit RT, we've got none in the bag either. But we want to race down here and look down. The thing won't end unless we look down at the person inside the shaft. Or cave, depending on what you want to call it.
Here, drink this. Then I'm going to get you out of here. Get you back to safety.
If you want a bit of a laugh, look at the shadow when I look at the ground. It's pretty funny how he runs. But we want to run ahead. Don't look down while you run ahead, otherwise you run slower. I will say that. You want to look straight. And once we reach a certain point, the cutscene will activate. So once we get out of the bed, we want to look to our left and grab the box that is here. I'm going to take it a bit slow to try and show you how, but we want to walk this way and then go to the right. Try and miss the chair, so hug the back of the wall, and then push up to pull this closer and then pull it into you. When your character starts to spaz out, you release it and he should go through the wall. If it doesn't work the first time, just re-grab the object and try again. And sometimes it can knock you back in like so you just want to again retry. Always make sure you grab the end part and walk backwards while you're doing it. So again, we'll set up, grab the end part, walk backwards, release. And you should land on this roof here. From here you can run to the side, and then you can jump down here. There is a walk part here, but if you walk to the left, you'll fall down. And then you want to jump on these two objects and head to the right here. Walk forward, this will activate the loading screen. Once we have loaded in, we can turn around, head to the right here. Be very careful because you can get knocked down, try not to run. Then when you get to this edge here, you want to crawl and get into this center here and walk forward and slightly to the right a little bit. Not too much or you'll fall off, but you will go through eventually. And then we can run down here. These are good things to practice for our Shellshock difficulty because we'll be doing this. And in that I'm not going to speak, you're just going to see me do it. I tried to make sure I was a bit slower doing it here, so grab it, jump, grab it again, and you should be able to float on it. And then you can walk forward, and you'll see the beast run past you. You want to try and make sure you go a little bit high because there is a statue in front and you don't want it to knock the statue. And you see the middle steps raise a little bit more, so that way you go up to the 3rd floor. Then once you pass it, you can drop down, run ahead, clicking the left stick to crawl, and then interact with this big rock here with RT. This is our first playthrough. We will have to do a Shellshock playthrough and then a custom playthrough. This will get you the most achievements in one, so you'll get finished the game. Got it in one. That's for completing without saving. And once we skip the credits, I'll pop up the thing to show you the others we got. So we also got Toot Sweet, that's for beating the game faster than the developers, and Efficiency Expert for never dropping or picking up an item, and then Scrapper for escaping the bunker. So now you want to hit continue. So we've now finished the game, so no two playthroughs of the bunker are the same. Items, traps, codes are all different. We have two new difficulties, Shellshock and Custom Mode, and then they explain the features for those. So we want to go new game, and we want to create one that is on Shellshock difficulty. Skip the tutorial, and as I said, this will be a speedrun using the glitch, not from the tutorial, but from the second glitch we did. And I won't be explaining it in this run because I'm going to be doing it as fast as possible, just so that we get Shellshock over with and we can create the custom difficulty and actually start the game properly. This run takes me about 4 minutes, give or take. This is your chance, if you didn't get the speedrun during the first playthrough, to get it during this playthrough where we can skip the tutorial. And just like that, we just got the Shellshock achievement for completing it on that difficulty. So now all we have left is the custom difficulty playthrough. This is where we will get the majority of achievements. Again, everything for you might be slightly different, but still same sort of. I'm going to be going through every single location, and so the items and stuff I might find, you might find, and then other times you might not find it in that location, it might be in another location. But I will try my best to guide you. The two hardest achievements in my opinion are for blowing up 5 rats with a grenade and for activating a trap on the beast. But I have a few tricks for those that can help. So we want to go new game, and this time we want to set it up to be custom. So put it on very easy and then scroll down and put the generator on infinite, the torch on infinite, and move these up to the highest. Put that on default. This one every sub level. Leave these ones alone. So we wanted the rap's corpse amount to be high. Then we want to change this down to 6 slots. And if you have all the same settings as me, we can go ahead and hit continue. And when we go into accessibility options, make sure that your gameplay options have non-aggressive rats and the reduced enemy perception on as well. So when we first start the game, when we walk through this doorway, it'll save. It creates an autosave, which is fine because the first achievement we need requires us to quit. So you want to race down here, race in here, open this door, race in here, and then open this. Just take 1 ammo because we're going to quit, so there's no point taking both. Go through this door. Yeah, no, quit. We're out. So when it gets back to the main menu, hit continue. I'm going to skip all that so you don't have to watch it load again, but I have loaded from the autosave. So the first thing you want to do is go to this table here and collect this document. Ignore the 2 doors on the left, we will come back to those later. And we want to head straight into the room we were originally in. Open this door. And then open this door here. Collect both ammo types this time. Be careful, sometimes the lock doesn't flick up right and it'll rebound if you do it too fast. Once you've got both ammos, we can go through this doorway again. Go up to where the guy got grabbed and grab the handgun. Also look at the box that was destroyed. Sometimes there is handy loot in it, like a grenade or a gas grenade. In my run there was just the meat and the bottle, but that's fine. Hold X to open up the gun and RT to reload. Put the 2 ammo in it because we are going to use 1 bullet in just a second. There is also meat on the table. You might have something different. Sometimes under the table is also fuel. So we want to go down and we want to go straight ahead, but if we go to the left you'll see there's a door. We can't go through this door yet. As you can see, it is blocked. So we have to go to the right. The first thing we want to do is head down here and open this door. This will also gets you an achievement. And we want to go to this guy here and check his medals. So behind his medals is a code, and you have to do that for all the medals we pick up. Even if there is no code behind it, it won't go into your inventory until you check behind it. So you want to open these 2 drawers, and there's a letter inside one of them. There is some cloth here, and there is some fuel in here. There's also a letter, if you saw as I just walked past it, on this post here. We have to collect all letters for an achievement. There's another one on this desk. And in here will be some items possibly for you. Sometimes there's nothing. For me there's a grenade and a med kit, so I'm going to take both of those. The reason I took the cloth is I want to grab another piece of cloth to show you how to craft, but first we have another medal, and as you can see nothing behind it, and another document. It can be a little bit tricky to grab the drawers and open them, but once you have... So right here I have some cloth. So with 2 cloth you can combine them with X and that will make a medkit. You can do this with other items as well to make other items like molotovs and torches. So you can interact with this torch to save it like so, and it will also make the place nice and bright. So if you get a code and you don't remember it, you can go into your inventory like so, and they have a codes folder. So then you can click on it and enter the code that you have. Each code is different and random, so yours might not be the same as mine. Then we have to click the button specifically and then open the door. If you don't click the button, the door stays locked. So on our right here are little levers. These will light up the place. Not the best, but it'll do. So you want to hit both of these. And we want to head through here. Now again, because every one is random, you kind of want to watch the ground a little bit, because we have no way of lighting at the moment. And we want to hit this lever once we get to it, because sometimes there are traps and you will have to jump over them with A. If you activate them, just hope you can run away and not get damaged. So we want to move these items out of the way, and there is a grate here that we can move to the side. Then we want to crawl in, grab this wooden board and move it so that it is taken apart. Then down here is another metal with a code we need. So you want to grab the piece of wood if you get one, because it's very important we make a torch. That's why we made torches unlimited. Grab the piece of paper. And then sometimes there's some items in here, and sometimes there's something under the bed. There is always a pocket bag here. It's the first one, and it always is in this room for everyone. Pocket bags, we have to collect 7 of them for an achievement. They can be in random locations, but I will be opening up everything, so if you follow this and open up everything, you should find all yours as well. So you want to combine these two, the cloth and the piece of wood, to make a torch. We can't use the torch yet until we get the lighter, but once we get the lighter, the torch will be a very handy item to have, especially since I'm guiding you. It'll make all the places much brighter and much easier to follow. So remember to check the ground for traps. I don't, because I don't worry, but move the grate and then crawl through the tunnel by clicking in the left stick. It can be a little bit finicky to get inside the tunnel sometimes, so just wiggle a little bit and then we will fall down onto a table. So now we're in this room. We want to go up to the locker with the red wheel, but before we do, there is another code right here. And if you get lucky, on both my runs it happens, so I'm not sure how high the randomness is. But first we want to open this. With the code that you got. And take the red wheel. And then the second thing we want to do is find the person's... I think it's down this way. Oh, here it is. And we want to look at the code and then enter the code because he has a pocket bag. Now sometimes it's not in this locker and other times it is, but both my runs it was in the locker, so hopefully yours is the same. And then I'll give you 2 slots straight off the bat on starting the game. We do have to open all the lockers, so make sure you do get all the medals. There is also a piece of paper on the ground here. I have left that photo because we're not opening that locker yet, so I come back for it, but if you want to pick it up, go for it. Unbeknownst to me, apparently the monster was out, and as you can see, this is why I have the captions on. I said I would mention earlier why we have them on. It tells me when he's crawled back inside and when he's crawled out. I wasn't paying attention this first time, but that's okay. So we want to turn this wheel and it'll break. So then we want to go and grab this wheel out, hold LT and then RT to interact with it to put it back in place. Then we want to hold RT and turn it till it lifts the lockdown. Once we've done that, we want to head to the left, but first I'm going to grab this metal here. See how some metals are nothing on them. And we're going to race down here. Be careful at these steps, sometimes there is a trap around the corner. There should be a medal here as well, if you have a body. So once we go through this area, we just have to wait for it to load. We want to race down here. I'm basically going to head to the foreman's office, but before we do, we want to take a left here and open this and grab this grenade and the medals here, and then the document. There is a photo, but I'm going to come back and grab that later. You can grab it early if you want, but if you open these, there could be a pocket. For me, there was shotgun ammo. Basically, that is the key for the lighter, which we need for our torch. And where we're heading right now, we need 2 grenades. Again, watch out for traps. As you can see, I activated that one, but it's fine. And as you can see, the captions tell me the beast is now loose. So I just have to be careful of him. Right here we can turn a switch. We don't ever have to worry about the power going out because it's unlimited, thanks to the custom settings. So sometimes under here is ammo. For me, this run there was no ammo. But there is fuel, and right here is another thing we can open, and there's generally ammo in here. So right here is a medal. And I don't see one on this guy. As you can see, I have a lot of rats in this area, so I got really lucky because we need the 5 rats. But I have a solid area that I was able to repeat with my settings every time. So right here, there's sometimes a trap, so be careful of that, and a power supply. So this door right here, we want to get out a grenade, because as you can see, it's locked, and we can't go in this way. There is a document here you may as well grab. So we want to get out a grenade. Make sure you have 2 for this. Then throw the grenade right in the corner there and run away. Once it blows up, we'll run back. Throw a second grenade at this wall here. And then hide in the corner. Then run through and climb up this ladder. Push left stick so that way you can crawl and come over here and get this medal. This will get us an achievement as well. And then if we crawl over here while we're waiting for the beast to go away, we can open this and check it for ammo. And then while we're here we can push X to get our gun out, then hold X to reload it while we're waiting for the beast to go away. Alright, now that's fully loaded and he's gone away, we can hold in RT to go down. You can have a look around for items if you want. There's fuel and a gas grenade, which I do recommend grabbing for later. I also recommend saving it, so we can go through this area as well, which will have some ammo. I am going to die in a minute though, because I want to get the rat achievement, so I'm going to show you a way to do it if your rats are like mine, and then later on I'll show you another area if you got the unfortunate trouble of not having the bodies load up like mine, because it is random, but there is one location that I found always has 5 rats with these settings. If you can't get an item, sometimes you need to move objects onto the object and then it will let you pick the object up. It gets stuck in the area. There is also a piece of paper to our left, which I'm going to re-pick up when I reload the game. So there's a trick to rats, basically, if you want to try and get 5 grouped together that are like this. It's troubling though, but basically we can go into the settings. Once we have our grenades, go into the options, and you want to go into accessibility, and you want to go into gameplay options and turn non-aggressive rats off. They will now become aggressive towards us, as you can see, and they will attack us like so. And from there we can kind of lure them towards one another. So I figure if I stand here, because this seems to be in the main location where 2 of them are munching away right there, the more will come. And with my aggressiveness on, they'll snarl at me. So there's about 5 here now. Yep, about 5 here with these ones hissing at me. Try and bring these a bit closer. Alright, so this grenade should hit 5 of them because these 3 are lined up. And we got these 3 here, and we got this extra one now. So yep, if I throw the grenade at my feet, right in the middle of me. And there we go. Extreme Ratter. That's how you can do it if you want to try and lure them towards you. It's a little bit harder, but it is possible. That is my only death in this run. Because the game counts it as a death even if you load last checkpoint. But now we'll load up where we saved earlier. So I have to recollect the items, the only problem with that. But I got Extreme Ratter out of the way, so I'm happy. Again, we want to loot the stuff we looted. Yeah. And don't forget the document here if you load it up like I did. Don't forget also to go into your options, your accessibility, and to turn the non-aggressive rats back on, because otherwise they will attack you and we don't want that. Now we can head out of here. So just follow where I'm going. We will come back here later to loot and to search. I'm trying to get something first because once we have both of those items, it makes looting much easier. So we want to head to the left here and to the right where the lockers are. Don't ask me why I ran through the second door, I just did. So we want to collect the picture here because now we're opening the foreman's locker. Ironically, my last playthrough, his code was 4445, and this was on a different profile, so if you wanted to give that a go without looking, you never know. So the next one we want to open is the Barden. I mentioned that we got the code for the lighter, but that's actually later. We get that in the next section, so sorry I mentioned it early. When we go in this section here, we should get that code. So if you don't have the shotgun, because I didn't bother to get the shotgun, but before I'll talk about that, this is where the monster will come from. He'll always come from that spot if you're in the cell area, and if not, he'll come from a different spot. So this door here, sometimes there's a red barrel, and if you don't have a grenade, there's a third option. I forgot to pick up a grenade, and there's no red barrel there, but there is usually always a rock. Well, I guess it's a cinder block, and you can pick it up and then use LT to throw it at the door. And upon the second throw, it will smash the door. And then we can crawl here, get out our wrench that we got from the foreman, LT and RT onto the first screw, and then LT and RT on the second screw. We should have enough time before the beast basically gets to us. And then we can move the grate out of the way like so, and go inside. For this instance only, I will show you can hide under desks. As you can see, you crawl under while you're crawling, and you can hide here and wait for the beast to go away. But during this playthrough, this is the only instance I hide. Every other instance I run into the beast, I will be attacking him with objects, trying to get achievements, or just trying to get him out of the way. But this is a perfect example of the captions, because if you're waiting like I am, we can keep an eye on him through the captions. And as you can see, once it says he's crawled into the hole, we're allowed to leave. And it's a good indication, so you're not waiting around for him to stop chasing you when he already has. So now we can pick up the photo there. There is a document on the desk there. I'll grab that later, but you can grab it now. grab the ammo and unlock the door. So we have a red barrel here. Mine for some reason was in here. So I'm going to use this red barrel to open another door that we need. If you use the red barrel on that door and you have the cinder block, use the cinder block on this door. Because we need this door open to save ourselves some time for later. But once you do shoot a red barrel, you will get this achievement. Lock the door as well, in case he comes. So we want to turn these cell doors open, but there is one we don't want to turn open. So this one, and this one up the top. Do not turn this one. I repeat, do not turn that one. That'll open all the cells but that one. I would recommend reloading your gun and always making sure it's reloaded, just in case the beast surprises you and jumps out. There is a body here with a... where is it? Dog tag. This one for me didn't have a code, but there is another one and it will have a code. And it can sometimes be in the cells. So you want to go into the cells, and in this one in particular, there sometimes is ammo. For me, I got lucky and there was shotgun and pistol. In here there's usually just meat. This one's the one the beast crawls out of. In here, this one has a med kit, some cloth, stuff like that. Then we got this one which has the fuel, and sometimes there's a container here, a gas container, and you can take this gas container into the cell over here with a little bit of effort and put it in front of the hole where the beast crawls out of. So right here is another bag. That's why we were checking the cells, because sometimes it's not in there for you. And because we blocked the hole of the beast and he tried to get out of it, that gets us an achievement. And this one's grenade, some fuel and stuff. As you can see, the beast is right there. I was waiting for him to crawl away because I didn't want to shoot him. I was thinking about using the red barrel on him, but I decided not to. So basically I'm going to shoot that and hope that that gets him. Like so. Don't want to shoot it just yet. But worst case scenario, it just blocks him and he has to go around the long way. Either way, it'll be fine for us. So we want to open that cell that we haven't opened. And then we want to race. You can go through the open door, I prefer just to crawl, it's easier for me. Shoot the chemical container. Grab the item here. And then race back and close his cell. We have to do all that before the beast gets to him. But as you can see, we got plenty of time. Close the other cells while you're at it, if you don't need the items. But as you can see, that will get the achievement for making sure he stayed alive. So this door is locked, the beast can't come through it, but he can come through our entry. You can see he's trying to get through that door. But he can come through the other way, like so, which I wanted to show you. Sometimes the gun doesn't work, like I shot him point blank and it didn't register, so sometimes it might take you a second bullet. He knocked the document on the ground because he destroyed the table. But this is why you should carry some medkits so you can heal for it. We do have regeneration on, but I didn't find it really worked well. Now that we saved him and got the item, we want to save it, collect the document, and then we can collect the document on the right here. Now that we've shot him, he should stay away a little bit too, which is actually handy because we have to use the item that we just got on this door right here. So you want to hit LT and RT, and when you see the image of them, you can cut it. Then when you pull it, the door will break apart, which usually brings him if we haven't already shot him. So we can collect the ammo and any other items you want. I would collect some meat for another achievement, and some fuel because we will burn that body as well. So LT and RT to spill some oil into the body. And right here you want to push the wood so it's blocking the door, and then open the door just a smidge, like so. Because there's a red X, that means that it's booby trapped, and then we can aim the pliers to cut the trap like so, and then move this out of the way to open the door. This will also get you an achievement for disarming a trap. Your door might be a different one that's trapped, but it will have a red X painted on it. All trap doors do, so if you don't see a red X, the door is safe to open. Some doors are locked, so they require brute force to open, but red X trap doors we can disarm without activating. So you want to look around for loot, basically, grenades and ammo. I mainly pick up ammo, not really grenades. So on the right here, there's sometimes a pocket in this area here on this container, but for me there wasn't. So now with the puddle of oil that we made in earlier, we want to shoot the puddle, and this will get us 2 achievements. This will get you Arsonist for lighting up a fuel puddle. And it'll get you Pitmaster for burning a corpse to a nice char. There was also my body with the code on it that I needed. So I'm just looting the rest of this area. This is the code that gets you the lighter that I mentioned earlier. So you want to make sure you don't miss it. The body can sometimes be in one of those cells, so that's what I was also looking for. Again, you want to light him on fire like we did with the previous body. We won't have to do it with our gun for long. So this desk got destroyed during our explosion, but there is nothing useful in it, so it's no big deal. We want to use the cutters to cut open this. And this will allow us to get inside and collect these 2 documents. There is also a medkit on top, sometimes, and down here is some items as well. There's a gas grenade, which we do want. But that's the second one, so I only need 1. So before we leave, make sure you interact with this map here. We do have to return to this area, but not for a long time. That's why we fully looted it. Now we want to go and get the lighter. It's one of the most important items in the game. This will get you flint and steel for acquiring the lighter, and now we can light up our torch. So this should make seeing much easier for you guys. Now we want to head down this way. Having the torch for this area is really handy because it is a very dark area. I do miss one document in this area because of how dark it is, and on previous runs I would miss one or two anyway, so we do get that later, but I will mention it at the point so that way hopefully you don't miss it. There is a document to your left of this switch, and we want to hit this switch here. Again, watching the ground for traps because I may not have any, but it doesn't mean you don't. We want to go to the right here, and I got lucky I had a red barrel, so if you don't, use a grenade for this next part. There could also be a grenade in here, and also a satchel or weapons in this area here. For me, there was ammo. These gas canisters on my right, they can't be used to open doors, unfortunately. It has to be a red barrel. So this door here is one we want to go into. So for me, I'm going to use the red barrel. If you don't have a red barrel, just use a grenade. There are plenty in the game with the settings that we created. You could even go into the bunk bed area to the right that I just passed and find one in there if you couldn't find one in the photographer room. So now we're going to shoot the red barrel. Get my torch out so you guys can see, and there will be a few items underneath, a few items on top of the desk, and to our left here when we open this will be a document. If you want to read that document so you know exactly where your key is, go for it, but it basically just says that the key is in one of the bunk beds, so just make sure you check the mail boxes and under the pillows of the bunk beds. I'm going with the fact of I don't know where mine is, but right here is where I miss the document, so because I'm avoiding that trap there, there's a... I'll mention it when we get closer, but you want to open this container here and then grab the ammo. So at this bunk bed right in front of it is a container, and in that container is a document. And see, I missed it because I was avoiding the trap, which can happen. So right here is a letter. It's another reason why you want to make sure you check the beds. So right here is where the rats form. See how there is 5 rats, so if you had a grenade, you could throw a grenade at them. A gas grenade won't kill them. And if you don't have 5 rats, to your right is the door. Open the door, go through it, and head back to the previous area and come back to reload it. When it reloads, it should have 5 rats because that's how I did it in previous run-throughs, and it was always in this area. So there is a document on the top of this bed as well, near that door, so make sure you don't miss that. It is very hard to see, that's why I got close up to it for you. Again, keep looting the containers and stuff. And on this bed is another document, and if you open this up, there, if you're lucky, there should be some ammo inside it. I'm going to burn the body, and I recommend you do the same. And now that we have the torch, you'll see how much easier it is to burn a body. You can use the lighter, and I'll show that later. While that body's burning, we're gonna go look around. And under the desk, or under the bed, was some fuel, so I grabbed that, and to our right here is another container. Sometimes there's loot in it, and other times there is not. So now that the fire's gone away, we can collect the dog tags. We are burning the corpses for a reason. There is an achievement tied to it. So we want to unlock this door and then head out. See, if you head to your left, you can reload the area by going back, but we're going to go ahead because we have the rat achievement. We don't need to do it. So we want to open this door here and then check the beds. Remember to check the boxes because sometimes there's items in them. But to the right here, when we first go in the door, is a vent. We do want to open that vent. So in this area here is a pocket bag. It's not always in this area, but there is a document as well, so you do have to come in this area anyway, so at least you get to check if there is a pocket bag. There's fuel, a medkit, and a bandage as well, if you need any of those items. So now I can go back to having the torch for you guys. I do love how bright the torch is. It makes for the video to be really good for you guys. So just make sure you keep checking around for ammo. It's the most important item, and there should be an abundance of it. There's also a document on the bunk bed and some ammo in the boxes sometimes. So right here is another rat, so we're gonna light them up by dumping fuel and using the torch again. Using the torch saves ammo, so that way we can use it on the beast when he comes when we don't want him to. Because we have the fire burning for a low amount of time as well, we don't have to wait long for it to dissipate, so we can collect the dog tag pretty quickly. So right here is the dog tag. Again, checking under the pillows, and as you can see for me, the key was on this bed, which is... doesn't have a name. Not that I could see. But we want to open this container, check for these items. There's another container here. Surprisingly, that container had barely anything in it for me. Continue to check under the beds and stuff though, just in case there's any letters or anything that they have loaded up there. I'm not sure if letters are random, but I want to make sure that you check everywhere just in case. Because a lot of my letters were in the same location. So this is a booby trap door, so I'm going to unlock it, but I'm going to leave it booby trapped, and you'll see why later. When you have an entry point like so, I would recommend it. So this photo is always there. Make sure you get that photo on that bed, and then across from here is a document and a dog tag with a code. There's nothing in the mailboxes, and to our left is this. So it's very hard to get an entry point two-way with a trap, but it's very handy if you do for the trickster achievement. There are multiple ways you can get the trickster achievement, but the only way I was able to get it to efficiently unlocked was with doors. When I went into traps and got caught in them that were on the ground, it was a 50-50 if it would unlock for me, so I went with the more efficient method. So you can disarm traps instead of jumping over them now using your cutters. That's why we went and got them. All you have to do is crawl on the ground, hold in LT, and then aim at the rope like so, and you can also collect the item if you want. I'm going to drop the meat for now and pick up the grenade because I actually do need a grenade. So I was going to use this grenade to bust open this door, but then I noticed the red X, and because the door is locked it means it's trapped, and so rather than bust open that door, we can go through this one and bust open this one, making that one a two-way for me. Again, this is important for the trickster achievement. So when you throw a grenade, you can hide in these containers as well if the beast comes, like so. Thanks to the captions though, you only have to wait a few seconds to know if he's going to react to it or not, and in this case he did not react to it. So as you can see in this area, there are a few different items that we can grab. There are also 3 drawers, sometimes there's ammo in them. In this case for me there was some pistol ammo. And then this latch here, sometimes there's a... once I get it. Sometimes there's ammo in it, sometimes there's a pouch, but for me there was nothing this time. So we want to get the cutters out and head over here and unlock this door. Grab the fuel if you've used it on bodies like I have. Actually, one's enough since I need the extra slot. Grab out the torch for you so you can see in here. So there'll be a few items in here. Sometimes there's a pouch, sometimes there's not. In my case there wasn't. There's a document on the desk, and behind us is the power switch. Make sure you hit the power switch. I actually do forget because I get so distracted doing Trickster. Power switch is right there. I even look at it, but just forgot. So with Trickster it's a little hard to explain. But first I'm going to look in here to loot, get some ammo and stuff. In the pot here, sometimes there's ammo. In this instance there was none. So we're going to get a few things in this room before we do the Trickster achievement. So there's a switch here and it's down so we don't have to worry about it. But in here is sometimes a pouch. For me there was no pouch, but in other runs there has been. So we want to open this, and inside is a document. We have to move these out of the way so that way you can. And I skillfully moved it without dropping the plot. Couldn't do it twice though, sadly. But we want to get out our thing and unlock it, the wrench, and unlock the thing here. Unlocking these is required to get an achievement as well, but it's also because there are sometimes documents in this area. It's sometimes easier to just move the vent out of the way because it will prop you up and you can't go through. So in here sometimes there's a pouch and sometimes there's a document. This time there was a document, so that was good because it gets to show you where it can be. Sometimes they can be over in this spot as well. So now we're going to try and do the Trickster achievement. So right here, I'm going to pull out my gun since he's making noises and fire. This loud growl means that he's upset with me and going to come out. I'm just going to wait in here for a little bit. I'm hoping he smashes the door because sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But if he doesn't smash the door, there's another way you can do it. And in this case, he didn't smash the door, he went back into the hole. I'm gonna pick up my meat bait. Got him again. And now I can go to the back of the door and get his attention once more. This stops him. Basically what I did is I stopped him from spawning in this room. He spawned in at the door, as you can see. Now I could have opened the door now, but I actually forgot to unlock it. And now I realized I forgot to unlock it. So now I can open the door. And he's behind me, which is perfect. So now you can just open the door, back away. And that gets you Trickster, because he got caught in the explosion. See, and in my excitement, I haven't flicked the switch for the power to this next room, so I'm going to this room a little bit early, but it's fine. I told you to flick the switch, so hopefully you'll be able to just follow along and wait for me to catch up to you for a second when I go back and light it up. So we want to enter this key and put it in the door, and then open this door. The best thing to use with the Trickster achievement is the grenade because of the blast radius with the beast. So grab the document on the thing and hit this to get your code once you flick the switch to power up the area. I realized I hadn't powered up the area, so I'm just doing the looting now so that way I don't waste your time. You want to cut this with your pliers. So that way we can get this document that's in here. And then there's sometimes some loot inside here. There's a document on the table here. Sometimes there's some loot in here as well. And in here. And to the left here, sometimes there's a satchel in here. In this case, there was nothing. So now I can go and turn the power on. So if you have turned on the power already, just wait for me to catch up. But getting Trickster was very... working out a solid method was very difficult because I tried using the traps that are on ground. And it was very hit and miss. Sometimes with the gas ones you'd get the gas achievement but not the achievement for triggering the achievement. And don't forget to save it too if you did return like me. But other times if I used the flame one it would light him up and it just wouldn't respond. So I resorted to trying to find a trap that was a double door with a grenade, and if he heads at the door like so, you could have opened it then, but I forgot the lock, and it all worked out in the end anyway. So hit this button, and that'll get you the code, like I said earlier.
The code is 705.
It'll also get you an achievement, and you can turn it off immediately when you have basically gotten the code because it will write it down. And then we can leave. There is a door on our right, but we will be coming back for that. So we got a couple more codes we want to use to open one more container. The one we got is the one with the photo and document in it, so it's a very important one to open anyway. But it also has some ammo, so that's handy. We could have got the shotgun earlier, and we could have also got the gas mask earlier, but I actually don't like the gas mask. I find it quite annoying. It obscures your view. So we got rats here. And this is also where some fuel is, and this is why I was carrying some meat. Your body might be in a different place in this area, but just throw some meat and the rat will go away. I was going to burn the body, but I decided to hold on to it, and I would recommend you hold on to the body in this area as well. So it can sometimes be on the right there. So now that we got the stuff we need, this body can be right here where I'm running past, but now that we got the stuff we need, we want to head down this way. We're going to get the shotgun now. Like I said, we could have got a code to get the shotgun early, but I like to just do it this way since you have to fight this guy anyway. There is another body here, so since I have the fuel, I'm going to get rid of it. I'll come back for the metal later. Don't want to bother waiting for the fire to dissipate, since this area takes a little bit. So you want to collect the ammo if you get any, and then we want to get the pliers out so that we can cut this. This will allow us into this area here, where we can run through the water. We will be draining this water in a minute, so right here you want to move this container and then push it forward into this spot here. Then we can crawl, then pop back up, pull this lever, and then head back the way we came. You want to turn on the generator, let it drain the water. That should be good enough. You can drain it all the way if you want. There's a few items around too. I'll throw on the torch just in case you need them. Up here is sometimes some items, and then over here, down here, and that's about it for this area. I never found anything useful in that area, so it's not a big deal to search it, in my opinion. But if you find something big, go ahead and post it. Might be good info for someone else playing. You want to move that container to the right. Now I don't know if it is, but on the right here maybe there might be a satchel, so I recommend checking. I've never found one in any of my runs, but it is all randomized and I don't want to take any chances. But we want to head to the left here and head down this way. Heading straight ahead, there'll be a document on the desk here and a photo, and to the right here on this box will be another document. We can also check over here, because sometimes there is items in here. In my case there was some ammo. I have never found anything in this area, but I always check just in case. There is a save spot as well to the up top here, so we can save the game before we enter this next area. So this next area we're going to see visions basically, and we do have to shoot at them for an achievement. It can be a bit finicky. I played through a couple of different times, and sometimes it would register and sometimes it wouldn't. In this playthrough it's actually the shotgunner who shot them, or I think I shot them shooting him. One of the two options. But this guy here that you can hear, we will be killing in a minute. So we want to drop down and then head to the left. As you can see with the torch we can see very well, but the unfortunate thing is when we get the gun out, he can't hold the torch with the left hand. So when we go through this door is where the shotgunner is. I recommend heading straight and this archway here, and then going up here there'll be a door, so we have to unlock it very carefully because he can shoot you through doors. You can hear the shotgun, and then going up through here and to the left and coming out just a little bit. I don't recommend going down that area because it's very open and he can see better than we can. I recommend staying to this little field area and just keep checking back and forth. You'll see him standing like so with the shotgun. I got the first shot on him, but it takes 2 shots to kill him. I tried to get a second, but the game obviously pulls him away, so you can't just unload on him. So again, I'm sticking to this area still. I thought that was him, but it's just a shadow. You have to be careful of those visions. You'll know him because he has a shotgun in the shadow, whereas the others don't. You'll also hear that click, and that lets you know that he's around. I was making sure it was a shadow before I fired. There he is. And with him dead, we can pick up the shotgun. That's him there. And that'll get us the acquired the shotgun achievement. So now I can put on the torch. And I recommend going through this area for ammo. There is actually quite a little bit of ammo in this area. So with the torch we can actually go around quite easily and find ourselves a nice little stash of ammo. There is also some grenades if you need them. So this is back where we started. I wanted to go back to where we started just so you could follow. So if we go to the right here and through this doorway here where we opened, we can check for any ammo. And right here. So right at this door here, if you didn't shoot it and it's still in the way, you want to get out your shotgun, hold an X, and then load it. I'm going to load it with all the ammo I can. So just give me a few seconds to do that. And now we want to shoot the door. You only have to shoot it once and this will get you an achievement. And we can walk straight into it to just destroy it and get rid of the debris. So there is a pocket right here. In both my runs, well, in all my runs, I've always found the pocket there. So hopefully yours is there as well. But grab the handle as well, and we'll get Explosive Technician for finding the detonator handle, which is the whole reason we came here. And then there's one more thing we came here for. Move this barrel out of the way. Then move this brick, I'm going to call it. And then this brick here, and then crawl through here. And then when we head down this way, there's two objects we've got to get. There's no paper to collect, just these two objects. So you want to get this metal here, and this will give you another code, and this rabbit, and that'll get you an achievement. Toy collector. For acquiring the rabbit doll. The dog tag with the code on it is one less that we need for the achievement now. So I'm just looking for some ammo just before I leave. It's better to have tons than not enough. And so now we can head out the way we came. That is the only exit. There's no second exit for this area. So you want to head to this spot here. You'll see the med kit. It might not spawn, but this is the container you want. It's near this. And we want to drag it in here. This is where we fell down. And then we can jump up on the container, jump up on the second container, then run and jump up here. And that's how we return back.
So now we can head back. collect that dog tag from earlier that we didn't collect. There's some items here. And a chest box, sometimes it has ammo. In my case this time it had a healing item. So right here is another dog tag. So here is, I thought it would be an opportunity to use my gas grenade. And this is what happens with the game sometimes. If you think I want to play more. So that failed. So I had to get out the pistol once I got some distance. But I decided to try and run through the cloud of smoke in the hopes that he would. But he did not. But this is why we carry medkits on us. So we do have the code for this door too, by the way. And once some of this smoke dissipates, there are some items on this cart here you can see shining. I was hoping for a medkit, but sadly there was not one. So right here we go into the codes, and the arsenal code is the code that will open this, which is what you got from the radio when we turn that on. So there's tons of fuel, ammo, items in the storage area. There can even be a pocket bag in a lot of locations, so make sure you do your best to search this area. I'm still trying to get the achievement for getting him with a gas grenade. For some reason on this playthrough in particular it's being rough. So right here I thought this gas canister, I can throw it to the right, he'll come out of this hole, which is what my plan was. But as things go, when I shot it, he didn't come out of there. So it's another failed gas attempt. So right here near this container behind me can sometimes be a body with a medal. In this instance for me there wasn't, so that's why I'm not looking at it. Right here. So we want to crawl under here and push this box. You can get his attention, and if you're lucky spawn him so he destroys pretty much everything and you can just walk through, but if you want to try and be stealthy you can do it this way. There are some items on the left here as well. And there's usually a body here as well where the blood is. So here I find another gas grenade, so I think third attempt. This is the best area for it because it's such a wide area, and he just did not want to come out of the holes where the sound was coming from the closest. See, the captions let me know he didn't emerge from my hole, so he came from a different hole, which is annoying. So I try going over here to hide and possibly find another gas grenade. I thought about shooting him, but But I know there's some items here, and unfortunately for me, it was just a regular grenade, and not much else. And I don't know how, but when I was looking over here, he spotted me and struck me. So instead he gets a bullet. But there is a medkit here, so I get to show you what is inside medkits at least. And they heal you really well. Which I kind of need. But because this area is so open, it's, in my opinion, the best area to go for a gas grenade. Because you won't get caught in it yourself. If you have the gas mask, sure, you could put that on. But I hate the gas mask because it limits your vision. So now that we've shot him, he's going to be away for a while. So we can pretty much just run through this area and not have to pay too much attention. So you want to push this off, jump it, or you can crawl underneath it if you're going stealthily. Just be careful if you do push it off that you push the box out of the way, because it will prevent you from going further. There's some items on the left here and down here. When you move this off this box, there's always some items in here. I found another gas grenade, so that's great. Put another attempt to gas later. There's some items here. I don't know if there's a pack that's usually there because I've never had one, but there's a body that spawns here sometimes. With another medal and a code for me finally, so we can burn this body. Now I'm going to show you how to use the lighter. It's exactly like the torch. Make sure you're using distance, because I did mention the lighter, but I don't think I showed it, so I figured I'd show it. I'm going to grab some fuel because I needed some fuel, and then we can go down here. Again, watch for traps. I will mention it a few times because in this area I have a few traps, but this one I didn't have any. It is possible he destroyed the traps, you wouldn't really know. You can take off 2 beams and crawl underneath if you don't want to bother taking a third. Drag this off and then we can climb up there. I wanted to show you sometimes there are traps here as well, which you can try and use for the trickster achievement if you have them there, because you could shoot and when he comes, run through it. But I find them unreliable as opposed to a 2-sided door. So this gas canister I'm going to attempt to use on him again, because I really want to get the gas achievement out of the way. He's not showing up at the moment, so I'm just more or less getting it into position. I was hoping when I shot this door that he'd come out, because there was movement, but obviously it's not time yet. So that means I can search this. So sometimes in this area there is a pocket here, in this container here, but for me there wasn't. So right here is a container that can sometimes have ammo or health kits, and there's a flare usually there. I actually do need the health kit, so I'm going to take that. So there's fuel under this desk and a lamp we can save at. We don't want to save just yet. Collect the dynamite first and get an achievement. I don't have any room for it, so I'm just going to drop the health kit I picked up. Right here can sometimes be some ammo. And now we can save it. To behind the save point right here can sometimes be a item in this box here. And to the left here can be some items. I got lucky and mine were ammo, which is really handy. So I decided I wasn't going to bother waiting for him and started moving on. But then when I heard him rattling around, I came back. So right here, I figured since he's moving around, I'll give it one last go to try and get his attention. And one last attempt at this achievement. It's actually not difficult to get, but for some reason it was just giving me such trouble. Once you got close enough. And we did it. Chemical weapon expert. That's for using gas on the beast. You can use a gas grenade or you can use those gas canisters. So I was glad I got to show you that at least. Worth the trouble. So I was trying to wait for the gas to dissipate, but then I kind of went, well, I can't be bothered waiting. Because I was trying to do this game quickly and efficiently, so that way you guys could follow along quite easily. So I just rushed through. Wouldn't recommend it. Taste wasn't great. So sometimes you can destroy those things to make it easier for you to walk through there, but in my case he didn't destroy anything like that, so we have to go the long way around. There are sometimes items here too, don't forget to check there, and also sometimes a body. I activated the trap, so I'm just relining it now. So right here we want to shotgun the door, or you can grenade it if you enjoy using grenades. And there's the pocket bag that I needed. And a bandage, which I do need. I don't need the gas grenade, so I'm going to drop that so I have some room. Grab the ammo, and there is a picture. I haven't picked it up yet, but make sure you get the map. And I was just about to leave, but I've remembered the picture because I just mentioned it right here. Didn't pick it up, right there. So make sure you get that picture. Sometimes there's items here and everything, so make sure you check there. But now we can leave this area. That's what I was waiting for. This is why we left the body alone, and I told you to in this area. When you find the rat, shoot it with your shotgun. It's easiest in this area because we can get rid of the beast, but that will get you right off blasting a rat with the shotgun, and then we can burn the body. Again, your body might be in a different location, but in this area it's the easiest to do it. So we can open a couple of containers that we have with the codes. This one has a med kit and some ammo. Your items might be different. And there is a document in this one, so we do need it. Grab the fuel while I'm at it, because we're still burning bodies. I want to head down this way, because I did mention that there was a door that we need to destroy, but I was waiting till we had the shotgun to do it. just reload it. We can open up the drawers. Sometimes there's items in it. In this case I got ammo, which was great. When you want to open this up, sometimes there's a satchel in here. In my case there was nothing. Make sure to interact with the map here. That was the main reason we destroyed this. And collect the documents on the shelf. There's 2 of them. And that's everything, so we can leave now. You want to go in this room. Like I said, we would be revisiting. There's a reason why we're revisiting. We're taking advantage of a programming part of this game to get a certain achievement out of the way quite easier before we go to another area. So we want to head to the cells, and then you want to crouch at this cell here, this like entry point, and you want to throw the bunny as close to the center as possible. See, that's too far left, so I'm going to throw it again. You can't place it, unfortunately. A place icon would have been great. But there we go. As close to the middle as possible. That's what you want. And then I went back here, but I've kept the door locked. So I had to go back through the vent. But that's okay. And we're going to get to torture this poor person a little bit longer. So you want to open his cell. And then wait. It's programmed that when the cell is open, the beast will emerge no matter what time or if you've shot in etc. So this is why I prefer to go to this area to do this part, because we're guaranteed that he will go a certain path as well, so he will run into it. We're guaranteed he will spawn. It just gets rid of a lot of variables. Here he is. As you can see, he's stopped because he's found the item we put in his pathway. We can close the cell now. And we showed the beast the bunny. We can save it now before we leave. Open this door if you hadn't already. And we can leave. That poor guy. We scared him twice with the beast. Move this out of the way. Just so that way if you need to go through this door you can. We will be searching this area soon, but not just yet. First we want to head up this set of steps. Be careful because sometimes there is a booby trap. So we want to get out the fuel and we want to check the metal as well. And then we want to burn the body. Of course, yours might not be here. Yours might be in other locations. But this is one of the locations. And we're heading to another location at the moment. So that's why I thought we'd get that one out of the way. Unlock the door and head through. Head to the right here. Open this door and there is a photo and a document on the table. The document is actually in this drawer here. And if you open this, there is also fuel. And we can close this door just because the other drawers sometimes have items in it, but very, very rarely. So we want to go through this door and we can get out our pliers to open this. This is why we didn't go in this room at the start. There was no point, because we would have to be back anyway. And as you can see, there's a bunch of medical supplies. I will actually take one because I don't have any. So we can open this door and very carefully do not take the torch or flashlight. Make sure you only take the note. There's no achievement for the flashlight, and because we have the unlimited torch that we use, we don't need their flashlight. So on this desk is also a document if you didn't get that when we first started the game. Although I did mention it, I figured I'd mention it a second time just in case. So now we can head back. Before we search this area, we want to head to the left. Now there's sometimes a body here and there's sometimes not. For me there was, so I'm going to light this one on fire. And then grab the fuel here. And then down here is another corpse that sometimes can be and sometimes can't. Before I light this one on fire, I'm going to use the pliers on this lock here. You do have to do both of these things that I'm doing, the pliers and the screw to unlock the crate. I'm going to grab the metals as well and then light the corpse on fire. Now we have to unlock the screws. And at this point in time we got the achievement for cutting every chain and opening every vent, even though we haven't done it yet. There are a couple vents and chains we still need to unlock for items. But hey, I'll take it early. So now we can go through the grate that we opened as well. And to the left here is sometimes some items in here. For me there was some ammo. And right here is a document, just make sure you don't miss that. And we want to head to the left. We're going to deal with this area first and then come back and deal with the previous area. Personally find it easier to do it this way. So as you can see there's a red X on this door, so what we can do is we can drop the boards at the foot of the door very carefully like so, and then open the door just a smidge. Enough that the wire is exposed but not enough that we activate the trap, and then we can cut the trap. Can be a little finicky to get the symbol to show up, but once it does, you can then move the boards out of the way, open the door fully and head on in. Interact with the map. Open this drawer here, and then interact with the photo and the document on the table. In this box is sometimes a item, so make sure you check it. We also need some fuel for the bodies, and there's some items on the left there. On the left here is a storage area. So there's some items in this storage container. Few items there, and down here is a container. There are sometimes traps in here, so just be aware of that. To our right here, and now I didn't check for a trap and I really should have, so I recommend that you do, because you're about to see what happens when you don't. Because it moves you over when you activate the wrench, and that for me, while I was doing the other one, activated a trap. So this is one of those instances where I heal, get out my gun and just shoot the beast because it's easier. Now we can turn on the power as well, so we've got a bit of light. And there is a container here with a few items, and to our left here, since the beast distracted me. There's a few items here. It is a dead end though, so that we can't go anywhere from here, but we can crawl in here. And in here is sometimes a packet. And in my case there was. And this was the last pocket I needed. There's also a body sometimes at the ground there. And we can open this door by breaking the lock. There is also some items in here. And some ammo sometimes. Grenades in here. To our left and then our right. Right here is the pantry. Sometimes you can get 5 of them on this cheese if you throw some meat. There's meat in the container if you still haven't got the rat achievement. You could also try turning on rat aggressiveness and standing near it like I showed you, because that seems to get more rats to show up. But right here is a body, so we want to light it on fire. So we can collect the fuel here. Another one here since we're burning so many bodies. And a medkit to make up for the medkit I dropped. So there's a body here. So we can burn this one. This was the last body I needed to burn, which is also why I missed a medal that I needed. So on that body near the blockade, you may as well call it, there is a medal. I missed it twice because of how it's designed. It's not in an obvious spot and the rats were blocking it. I do come back for it later, so if you have the body there, just know I do come back for it later. And the medal on that guy. This area is a fuel depot, so you can fill up bottles of fuel for Molotovs if you want to use Molotovs instead of the way that I've been burning bodies. We can cut this open and head in here now. And there is a body in here as well as a trap. I was about to change to the fuel, but then I saw the trap. So there's no metal on this guy, and what happens sometimes is the metal actually gets put into the chest of drawers, but before we get that, get the note that's at the hole there, and there's some ammo here, but right in here, the metal is on the ground, like you see. There is sometimes some items in there as well. I'm not burning bodies now because we've got the body achievement, but at the same time it's why I missed some medals, so maybe I recommend that you do still burn bodies, or at least use the torch if you aim with LT to shoo away the rats. But we want to head into this church here, and we want to go to this confession box, and on our right here is a key. That priest is not burnable, I did try. You can grab the ladder that's just next to the confession box, and then right here is a medal with a code and the bunny rabbit. I'm going to drop one of the fuel since I don't need it. Actually, I'll drop a medkit. But once we pick up the bunny rabbit, we get Toy Fanatic. That's why we gave the bunny to the beast earlier, before we came here, so that way we didn't have to re-come here, but I do anyway for the medals I miss. So the key that we had is for the pillbox. You could have got it earlier than doing the way I went in, and could have unlocked the pillbox like so, but I found it easier to save all that for later when we revisited. But I do recommend using it to save the game now, just because we haven't saved in a while. So up this way, because I want to show you as much locations as I can since the randomness, so sometimes items here. And now we can head back. So on our right here, we visited this area earlier. There is the photo that I spoke about, it's right here. I was rushing, so I didn't worry about it till now. So all the things we need to come back for in this area is just the metal that I missed. I realized later I missed it when I go through the codes. I also miss a medal in this area, but again it's due to the rats, so I really recommend either just burning all the bodies or moving them out of the way. But right here is a trapped door, and sometimes when they're like this, you can actually, if you angle yourself just right, you'll see it come up. You can disable the trap without having to edit the door. So we do want to go in this room. There is a collectible in here, a photo. And then a collectible on the desk. In the desk is a few items. And a collectible as well. Do grab a grenade. I will mention that now for the boss. We need at least one grenade for the boss. Interestingly enough, and I thought this was funny, we can't interact with this pillow here, as you can see, but you can interact with this pillow. That's this area searched, so we're going to go into this area now. This area is locked, so we do need to bust it open with a shotgun or grenade or red container if you have one nearby. Depending on your personal preference or method, shotgun is the fastest, so I choose that method. If the beast doesn't show up, because you've got the captions, you'll know, we can just head on in. If he does, just shoot him with your pistol. But there is a letter in the desk, and then we have to break this open with the pliers. Once we break that open, we can collect the document there, open it up and collect the two inside. There is sometimes a third document, or I should say some items, in the other area. So when you shoot this one, be very careful. I unfortunately hit it, but sometimes there is an ammo crate in it. And so my bullet went through the door and hit the ammo crate. It's no big deal because there's generally not much in this room, but you might have something in this room and then the debris has covered it up. I haven't, in all my runs, found anything in this room that wasn't just a few useful items here and there. But your run might be different, so I figure I'd give you that warning. Trying to cover randomness makes it difficult. So we want to open this door, and then on this table will be a photo and a document. And then if we go here, we can open this here. And then again we can open these drawers and there'll be a document. Sometimes a few items as well. And then an ammo box sometimes here, or grenades. There is a medal here, but again it's covered by the rats, and because I'm not burning them or trying to move them away, I'm just going with my looks. I miss it. I figured I'd mention that one in case you have a body there, because both of those bodies I missed had codes I needed. In that little box at the top too, sometimes has an item that you might need. This can sometimes be booby traps, so be careful about that door. Remember, red X means booby trap. There'll be a item in the desk I accidentally picked up before I fully opened the desk. There's one on the desk as well. And then on the left There can sometimes be stuff. There's a photo as well near the record. And then left again, we can see there's some medkits and stuff. So we want to head up and to the left to go into these codes. If you collected all of the codes, this is where the achievement will unlock for you. I'm missing 2, which are the 2 medals I mentioned. This is where I'm checking what ones I'm missing. Best way to check what you're missing is by opening them. If they don't open, it means you're missing them. Don't forget there is one there as well, just in case you didn't pick it up when I did. So if you're missing a shotgun, that denotes that it's going to be in the area that we were in previously anyway. That's how I can narrow down what ones I was missing. But firstly, I recommend saving it. And now we're going to go hunt down those codes. Because I'm going to burn the bodies to try and find them. I'm grabbing some fuel. You can see the glowing now, but earlier you could not because of my angle. And as you can see the metal right there with the code. And I still light the body on fire because those rats were mean hiding the code on me. So the second one is the second one I mentioned, and we're going to head to that one. So if you're missing the gas mask and the shotgun, your codes will be in these 2 areas. So just make sure you're burning old bodies just to get rid of the rats so they don't hide the metal on you, because it can be a little hard to see. I wish we could have changed the color so it wasn't just shiny, it was like a bright blue or something. So right here, it's really hard to see. That's the metal. So not only was it because of the rats, it was just heavily obscured as well. But I figured it was either this body or the body up ahead, because those are 2 ones that I didn't burn. And the other one, I figured it was that one because I hadn't burned that one either. They were just guesses, but they worked out in my favor. So now we got both codes, we can leave and go into those codes. I really recommend, even if you do find the gas mask code, to just leave it till the end, because it takes up a slot as soon as you pick it up. You need it for an achievement, so you do have to pick it up, but I recommend leaving it till the end like I have, because it just obscures your vision. But once you pick up the gas mask, you'll get an achievement. And now we just have to do the one with the shotgun. Once we enter this code, you'll get your last achievement for entering all the codes, if you haven't already. There's nothing useful in that locker other than the shotgun if you're getting it early. So, collecting this document, if you collected all the others and the one that I missed, should get you the achievement for collecting all intel. I realized I missed one. So I save it once I check here, just in case that it was in this table. And this is where I actually checked which one I missed, so that way I could head straight to it for you guys. That's how I know what one I missed. So if we head into this area here, and to the right, like I said, in this container here is the one we missed. I'm pretty happy from memory I only missed the one, but that gets you the achievement, Barbarian, for collecting all the notes. So now with that out of the way, we only have the end game stuff to do. So it's time to place the dynamite and get out of here. Make sure you've got a grenade. I will say that again, make sure you've got a grenade. We need it for this part. Grab the handle and put the handle in LT and RT, remember? And then you'll automatically use it when you interact with it with RT. So again, make sure you've got a grenade. I just want to mention that before you head down the tunnel. You have to be careful too, and pay attention to which platform is wooden. See, when I was running ahead, I noticed the one ahead of me isn't wooden, but to the left here, this one is. So I wait a little bit for the beast to walk forward, then throw the grenade, and then I run to the side. This slows him down, and we also get that achievement for, and that'll get you Beastmaster. There's also sometimes a grenade here, so if you did forget one, even though I reminded you multiple times, you might be able to get one from there. But this will destroy this now, and you can head out the exit, and we get to watch the ending cutscene slightly different from the glitch ones we did. And if you've been following along, thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. And I hope we were able to beat the odds on the randomness. And with that, we get our last two achievements. Revision list for completing the game on a custom difficulty level. And the all achievements achievement for earning all achievements. Congratulations on your 1040 Gs. And please remember to like and subscribe. I have kept in the stats if you wanted to view them. Thank you.